Hello, audience friends. Let's talk today about China's Xi Jinping's idiomatic quotations, which officially entered China's college entrance examination yesterday. Although we talked about whether China's college entrance examination can change the fate, the answer is no. Only the third grader can change the fate and so on. Many people said that I have said it thoroughly, but in fact, I think I have not explained it thoroughly. And today, I watched a few more videos. I saw some women filmed by home surveillance. When they were checking their college entrance examination scores, the parents were happy with that mood, that joy, the one holding their children and jumping. Feeling. I am separated from the screen. I don't know if I should feel their happiness in my heart, or should I feel sad for them. Why? Because now the Chinese college entrance examination is like digging food in a cesspit. And you can't do it if you don't run. It's not that you can't do it if you don't take the exam. The worse the college entrance examination is now, the more you have to take the exam. Many people said, "Didn't you mean run?" Yes. Except for runs, you have to go into this cesspit to dig other people, so this matter makes me feel very uncomfortable. I want to share the whole logic with you to see why this is the case. So what's going on? As usual, let's quickly go through the news to see what happened. According to China's own official media, there are 7 sets of light test papers for the Chinese subject of the college entrance examination in China this year. The language test questions are self-proposed questions, and then there are some others supporting this in other places, so we won't talk about the test papers, so the content of the National Paper B composition video. It is a blatant violation of the Constitution of the People's Republic of China that should exist in theory, and it also violates China's party constitution. So it is not allowed to engage in personality worship. Why? The topic is selected from 2 passages of Xi Jinping. The first paragraph, "Blowing out the lamps of others will not make oneself brighter. And blocking the way of others will not make oneself go further." You don't need to search for the source. You already know who this is for, right? Anyway, putting aside the facts, isn't the responsibility all on the US side? Well, and then, another one. A single flower is not spring. 100 flowers bloom together is spring. If there is only one kind of flower in the world, no matter how beautiful the flower is, it will be monotonous. Yes. Do you dare to open the comment section? You open the comment area, I will not promise you that it will not be monotonous. So, the following news shows 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph comes from March this year, which is what Xi Jinping emphasized during the dialogue between the Communist Party of China and the high-level political parties in the world. So there is no doubt that it refers to the United States. Then, the other paragraph was quoted by Xi Jinping when he delivered a speech at the Boao Forum for Asia in 2013. It is a passage from ancient and modern sages. Well, to be honest, audience friends, you will know when you see this scene. The second cultural revolution is just a short squeeze away. And it will reach its peak. As long as one day the Chinese take to the streets, holding the new Red Book of Xi Jinping thought in their hands, and shouting "Long live the leader," at that moment, it will be considered China's second cultural revolution reached its peak. But now, it's just a big step forward, and history has taken another step back. It sounds so hard to say this. And it's a mouthful, but it's the truth. Basically, the Communist Party itself once said something about the cult of personality. A cult of personality, but right now, he is blatantly cult of personality. The current Chinese college entrance examination gives me the feeling that it is not much different from the previous stereotyped essays. They all pay attention to how to solve problems, how to break them, and how to start and turn. What a mess. Isn't it right? You are like the current college entrance examination essays. I'm really saying that it's no longer what we were back then. Every year, we still comment on the essays with full marks for the college entrance examination. We still have this interest. So let's find out if there are any full marks for the college entrance examination this year. Composition. Let's see what are the bright spots. There are not all the college entrance examination compositions in China now. I read a circle, and maybe the ones in Shanghai are okay. The smell of living in, from the sealed iron box, is emitted into the air through molecular penetration, which makes people feel the unstoppable stench. It is this kind of highly political college entrance examination composition. To be honest, in addition to being able to screen out those who have excellent talents in politics, or those who are talented as slaves, all those who are really talented will be exposed. Audience friends, let's take a look at the short video, which is now posted online by China's top performers. They are sitting and waiting at their families' homes, waiting for the news of the college entrance examination, and suddenly announced the news. Let's take a look at the reaction of the parents when they came out. Let's not laugh at them with a peaceful mind. Okay, don't laugh at him. It means we have a normal heart. You may have a different experience when you watch this. So don't forget to put ourselves into the position of parents in this video. You may have a different experience. Inventory of the college entrance examination scores: excited moment 100 and 800 100. 667, 667, how much? 4,566 567 points is good. After watching the video, can you feel the joy of this family through the screen? The kind of parents who hope that their children will become dragons and their daughters will become phoenixes, and the children will finally have something to do. This picture. But let's take another look. We posted this video yesterday. Post this picture. So what if the child graduates from college? Are you happy now that your child is off to college? Audience friends, have you watched our opening video? That little brother is dressed in the uniform of a courier delivery man, and he has a degree of education, a bachelor's degree in law and a master's degree in law. Plus the judicial examination officially passed by the People's Republic of China. Do you know how difficult the judicial examination is? There are more and more people studying law in the judicial examination every year. How many pass the judicial examination? These people should have been dressed in suits and contributed to the construction of China's legal system in China. At least they are high-end talents who walk among various law firms. What are you doing now? Delivery. You are happy. Your daughter is happy. Your child has passed the college entrance examination, and is admitted to the university. Apart from cheating you for 4 years, what is the use? Is it right? And even so, these sets of test papers across the country, Beijing, Tianjin, and Shanghai are independent propositions. You can tell from the propositions that the country has begun to stratify. In the future, these 3 places will at least say that Tianjin it may not be able to stand up. But the status of Beijing and Shanghai in China is detached. You are not fair, no matter what. Some people think that Beijing's score is low. If you still say this, you have not seen the situation in China clearly. Is China's college entrance examination unfair? Some people say that China's college entrance examination is relatively the fairest. Number For China's college entrance examination, let's take a look at the test papers in Beijing and Shanghai. Shanghai is still good. The topic given in Shanghai is, if a person wants to explore the outside world, is it just out of curiosity? You see what this says? After you read this, you faintly think of a word, run. Is it just out of curiosity to explore the outside world alone? That's right. Except for his curiosity, he can only live in the place where he used to live. They can't live anymore. So he went to explore other places. Right. The Protestants went to the Mayflower, established the United States, or something else. Doesn't it all include that Musk is now going to explore Mars and the Moon? Isn't it because the living environment on the Earth is getting worse and worse? They are looking for a new way out, right? That means they can't survive, so there is still something in Shanghai. I think this is interesting. Of course, you can also understand it in another direction, but we all understand what it means. It's Shanghai, and Beijing is almost there, at the feet of the emperor. In front of the Holy Majesty, he couldn't be fooled. He gave 2 directions. One is battery life. Please write an article with the topic of battery life, and the other is to write an article with the topic of appearance. This political meaning is very strong. The more words there are, the better. When you write the title and give you 2 words, you have to work hard to guess what the examiners are thinking. Audience friends, you can try to leave a message. On the topic of Beijing, 1 appearance, 1 battery life. If it were you, how would you write it? You don't have to write it out. You can write an outline, which direction you write. Or you can guess what topics these executives want to see. Then today we will play tricks, in front of everyone, in front of many high-level audiences, throwing bricks to attract jade. I will try it. And you can see if what I said is interesting. In fact, what the examiners and the others mean is very clear. These 2 things allude to China's current situation, and what must it be? It must be related to Xi Jinping's New Deal and his achievements, so that the articles you write can get high marks. So, you are now facing a game. Do you go after the highest end? Or write according to your own mind? You have gone to take the college entrance examination. You must follow the examiner, so you must set yourself an undefeated in this place. You must write these 2 articles as praising the party and praising the government. In this case, even if there are some flaws in your writing, the examiner dare not give you a low score. Why? Because if candidates take this paper and put it on the internet, why do you give me such a low score for the composition that I praise the party and the greatness so much? Are you anti-party and anti-government? The examiner also knew it in his heart, and the teacher who judged the paper knew it in his heart, so they didn't dare. So how should they write it? It's very simple. What kind of appearance to make? Just pick one, whether it's the 2008 Olympics or the 2008 Olympics. It's from the previous dynasty, not from our Lord. You have to talk about the Winter Olympics, talk about something else, the debut or with the Xichang rocket or some Jiuquan satellite launch center. This one is ignited, a rocket. China's hope is born in the starry sky. And since then the sky has China's own sky space station. This is us Chinese, standing in the east of the world, facing the west, making this appearance. Let them see the Chinese people stand up from now on. In Xi Jinping under the great leadership of the chairman. Oh my God, I get goosebumps, right? That's all. Is it right? He just asked you to write like this. And the same is true for battery life. What do you want for battery life? Batteries. What do you want BYD for batteries? Like what is made in China. You can pick up some made in China, these car companies, these new energy sources, just blow it up, right? Tesla has a small problem that blows it up. If you look at the West, Western capitalism is unreliable. Chinese electric cars spontaneously ignite and you don't see it. The same is true of China's system, which has undergone major changes unseen in a century. China's endurance is far beyond the imagination of Western powers. The Chinese people will continue to move forward under the great and wise leadership of Chairman Xi Jinping, and show the West that we are strong, tough. Oops. I'm so sick of me. I can't make it up anymore. You know what I mean, right? This can also get high marks. That's not to mention the quote from Xi Jinping that has already been rolled across the country. It has to be more sleazy than the 2 articles I just wrote. As long as you dare to write, the examiner will dare to give you a high score. This is the Chinese college entrance examination. What is this? Is this still the college entrance examination? Right. So I'm going to talk about today's key point. Why I said that China's college entrance examination is now digging food in the cesspit. Whether it is a country's technology, culture, system, or laws. If it wants to develop, it must be diversified. As Xi Jinping himself said, a garden must have 100 flowers blooming. The words are very sweet. But you cover the mouths of all the people and don't allow 100 flowers to bloom. So you get this result. How to say the college entrance examination as a person. What kind of quality education did we pay attention to at that time? What else did we talk about? Right. Open-ended topic. Do you dare to open it now? Openness is all fake openness. And it's all behind this set. That is, you have to follow this way of thinking. The form of the topic is open, but the content is dead for you. What is it called? Openness. Shit openness. Right. So this kind of gameplay is all for you to die. This kind of phenomenon that exists in today's society will inevitably make this society lifeless. There is no hope and no way out. China's technology is impossible to achieve in the future, unless it is stolen abroad. I will leave it here. So today I feel the saddest, the most stimulated, and the most uncomfortable point in my heart is here. Such a rubbish college entrance examination, a college entrance examination that restricts thinking, and a college entrance examination that is not innovative, but it is a Chinese in the future. If you want to survive in China, you must take the college entrance examination. The old viewers still remember that I was almost the first batch of the whole network. 2 or 3 years ago, I talked about how Chinese education is, what kind of class is solidified, etc. These old viewers remember it, right? I will not talk about it. As the first group of people, I have given advice to many of you. I said that you don't have to take the college entrance examination now, you can learn 2 language preparations. This is what I said 2 or 3 years ago. I said it, but it doesn't apply now. Why has the environment changed? If you still want to go now, go quickly, don't stop, go forward, don't look back. You won't be able to go if you turn back. But if you say, no matter what happens to me, I can't leave, then you have to take the college entrance examination when you are in China. No, the previous theory is no longer valid. Can you understand what I mean? We used to say that you are a child in the countryside. You hope to pass the college entrance examination to change your destiny. Your mother and your father sold blood and borrowed money to sell pigs and houses for you to go to college. They hoped that after you graduated from college, you would find a job and be able to revitalize the family. Changing fate. Now there is no more. No. We used to say that it's not cost effective. You might as well go directly to screw it, yes. But now with China's high-speed decoupling from the world, we don't have any screws to screw. What do you do at this time? At this time, you can only go inside and follow others to grab it. In the past, you could change your destiny if you went to university, but now you can't change your destiny if you go to university. But you can't change your destiny if you don't go to university. Can you understand what I mean? It's a bit confusing. I'm really a little angry. I want to scold my mother. The price of that Chinese university has increased recently, right? It looks like it has increased by 50%. Is this something people do? Is this what people do? It basically welds the road to us. And China. But there are very few talented young people in China who can think independently, but no matter how few they are, that is the only remaining hope for China's future. Well, I'll weld them all to you. Don't live. It's useless. You have to live in red thoughts in your mind to survive in China, or else you are like this little Sanae who knows how to sacrifice your hue. Go back and get a belt, Put it on the dormitory, tie the belt on the waist here, practice a little more, then maybe it will be useful in the future. Can you understand me? This remark is rather cryptic, but I am really angry. This remark is supposed to be indecent and uncivilized, but there is nothing I can do about it. Even if you see a pile of shit in front of your table, you still have to go to find food in the shit. No. If you don't eat, you will starve to death. That's how I feel now. That's how I feel. I bring myself in, if I'm still in China. It's really irritating. So all in all, in the future of China, if you want to get ahead, then sorry. Your threshold is actually much higher than before. Why? Because these colleges, don't say the admission rate of colleges and universities is another way. It is already a problem that is not worth mentioning. Management costs are 2 tracks. Please allow me to elaborate a bit more. That is, what Chinese universities will teach in the future is slavish thinking and slavish education. Maybe the best universities here are slightly better, but overall in this environment, if the skin does not exist, how can the general be a husband? The China of truth no longer exists, only the views of the leaders. So in this case, the education you receive, even if you pay high tuition fees, in fact, you can't get in touch with those independent thinking abilities at the real top, and who can get in touch with the successes of China in the future. People, this group of gentlemen surnamed Zhao and their children, and the children of their vassal families, their children have been studying in Oxford, Harvard, Yale, Stanford, and these famous schools since they were young. Go to school. These people will have the ability to think independently in the future. He has all the abilities, but his position, you know what I mean. The position is against the democratic world. His position is the position of pink, but he has the ability to think independently, has all kinds of strategies, and all kinds of flexible thinking. Why are they here? Their future life mission is to enslave and rule the vast number of children who have passed the college entrance examination. This is the reality in China, that is to say, if you are on the track below, you run to death, you get 100 points in the test, 200 points in the test, and 800 points in the fucking test are useless. A slave will always be a slave. Today I revealed to you the true face of China's college entrance examination. You don't need to believe it. You can say that this dead rabbit is talking nonsense. It doesn't matter. The video is here, and you will slowly understand it after a few years.